Welcome to the Juneteenth celebration, all month with your hosts, The Truth of the Matter Is, with Mary and Pam.
For local information, you can contact the Columbia Emily. You can contact www.naacp. Donald Trump part of it. I think that hello, welcome to another episode of The Truth of the Matter Is with Mary and Pam. We are so excited that you all have joined us again for season 2. There's so much going on in the world today that we can talk about, and we're just glad that you're taking the time to sit and engage with us in what's going on in the world today.
Absolutely, and we hope that if you've got questions that we can help you with and you need to ask us about, we'll research them for you and try to get answers for you. But today we've got a lot of things to talk about, and I know we've talked about DEI a lot, but we still need to talk about it. We talked about it on Monday night, and was very proud of our city council tabling it for at least 6 weeks, so we'll have an opportunity to look at it in more details, and they'll be having an opportunity to look at it in more detail. So in 6 weeks, it's going to come back up. So we are going to be talking about it because, it is the people. I was so proud of Columbia Monday night because we had a good number of people at the city council meeting, and all of the people were in agreement and was asking the city to to sue the government for telling us what to do with our DEI and the fact that we feel so strongly about the fact that it has helped us move this community forward, and we don't want to lose what we have worked so hard to gain, because we remember during the civil rights time back in the fair housing and all of that, when we didn't have the kind of council that we have now that has helped to bring the community together. So I'm excited about that, and I hope that all of Columbia will get up and get at that next meeting that they have.
Yes, it's very important. And one of the things that I'm so proud about is that in Columbia, even though a lot of other cities have just done away with their DEI programs, that Columbia has made a commitment to keep our program alive and well. It's amazing the young men that they have working in those areas,
Yes.
and the ideas and things that they're trying to promote to make this a better community. And so I'm excited to see the work that we'll see forthcoming, and prayerfully in the 6 weeks that we will build enough of a momentum with even more community people that will come out and let them know that we're not going to be bullied here in Columbia.
That's exactly what some of the people said, and I was very happy to see. And I was looking at the newspaper, and I hadn't known that the university students had protested the removal of DEI. And as you know, the University of Missouri president went along with it right the very first day,
Immediately,
soon as the state did, and then the University of Missouri, and the students did a walkout and did a demonstration. And I'm glad that we know about it, and we want them to know that we are here to support them as they continue their protest to make sure that the DEI. I'm still trying to figure it out. The DEI is so it is something that everybody
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Equity and inclusion, who would not be in favor of that? That is not giving any favor to any special group of people. It's talking about what is fair.
Right.
And so we are really
We're talking about equality, and that's what here in Columbia we understand that we tried to build a community of people that are like-minded when it comes to thinking about other individuals' rights. And so we're very proud of being that little blue speck in this big red state. And we can only do that by getting out and making noise, letting them know that we support DEI. I'm proud of the students because we were very disappointed with the university. You know, universities, especially, we've got so many of them here in Columbia, but they're so intertwined with our city.
Yes.
And so the effect that can have would just not have been a good thing here, or a good fit here in Columbia. So I'm very proud of the students that took a stand and said that we're just not going to sit down and say, let's just do away with this program, that we're going to stand here with the commitment to try to support and possibly maintain, if not maintain, at least let the university know that we're not happy.
And and then they went to every extra point. Went to some of the extra points that one of the citizens, they were asked the city council to pledge their support for the city manager if he were not to sign for the DEI to be done away with, that to make sure that he would not catch the heat that he would catch, that they would be there to stand up with him and for him. And we were just so proud of the stance that they took. And of course, we talk about a few things. We got a lot of things to talk about today, and we got a short time in which to talk about it today because we've been very, very busy with some activities. But our Juneteenth is coming up.
Yes.
Our Juneteenth is coming up, but before we get to Juneteenth, we're having our NAACP Banquet, and you might want to tell us about that, Pam.
Yes,
make sure you talk to them about that.
The NAACP Banquet is fast approaching. It's May 18th, and we're excited. We have a after 5 black tie affair, so everybody gets to wear all their fancy out for the evening outfits. We have a reception at 4, and then our banquet's at 5. And this year we're really honored because we tried to get this individual last year, and because of flight delays and cancellations, he was not able to make it here in time to be our keynote speaker. But he is coming this year again, and that is Leon Russell, who is the chairman, the national board chairman, and we are excited that he will be here at our banquet to speak to us.
We're just really, really excited because a lot of exciting things are going on with the NAACP because they're fighting this DEI, they are fighting this immigration deportation and all of those things. And we have just decided, at the NAACP level, that of course that we are not taking one step backwards, that our job, we work too hard to move forward to where we are now, and we're not going to turn back now.
And that's what we have to stand steadfast because things are changing at such a rapid pace. Individuals are losing jobs, and we're seeing more people, more homeless people, more people with a need, dealing with utilities and housing. And so we know that eventually it's going to be to a point that we're going to have to really look into some ways to actually feed folks.
Absolutely.
And make sure that they're warm or that they're not out in the
elements.
Heat. Yes. Because things are people are not, they didn't understand the impact.
Right.
I think that when they went along with Make America Great Again or Maga, they were thinking that this was something that was going to affect the other people.
Voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue.
Stacey said, quote, "When we said safer borders, I thought he was thinking, let's stop the drugs from coming into the country. I didn't know he was going to start raiding places." She said she didn't believe he would actually follow through on some of the more hardline policies he touted during the campaign. 49-year-old Omaha, Nebraska resident said, quote, "Now I'm like, dang, why didn't I just pick Kamala?" Emily Anderson from Duluth, Minnesota, categorizes her vote for Trump this year as the, quote, "biggest mistake of my life." She is horrified by Trump's focus on deportations and use of Guantanamo Bay to hold migrants. Anderson said, quote, "I feel so stupid, guilty, regretful. Embarrassed is a huge one. I am absolutely embarrassed that I voted for Trump."
I'm from Dresden, Tennessee. I am a former MAGA, used to love Donald Trump, but I failed to see what he really was. After the January 6th events, it changed. I was for Trump the entire time he contested the election because, you know, I always grew up in the Republican household where dead people voting. It's not the case. What the Republican Party has become, it's become MAGA. It's become Donald Trump. It's his people, no matter what he says, it's the truth. To all these people, and my family included, you know, the MAGA, they're not Republican. They're not Republican whatsoever, not what I grew up. Republican Party to me is you hold an extreme level of integrity, you have a solid moral compass, you trust in God and the teachings of Christ, love your neighbor as yourself. The Republican Party that I have been supportive of my entire life is different.
And now everyone's finding out that we're all in this together and it's affecting everyone.
And then I was noticing, I was reading with some of the people that were getting their Social Security paychecks on the first of the month, that they have made some changes now. And now that it was the people that was already on it, they left them on that, getting their paycheck the first of every month. And then some people, like for instance, when I came along, it was after your birthday, you know. And so now they have moved it out. They made the people that were getting their checks on the first did not receive their checks on the first. They receive it after their birthday. And that's devastating for some people whose birthday is way over, you know, in the month, because they will not get their Social Security check. They'll get their money, but they will not get it until after their birthday.
Right.
And so that is the thing. So Social Security is being messed with all along. And we will have to go back now to Juneteenth. And so you want to talk about Juneteenth, or you want me to talk about it first?
Well, the NAACP, as you all know, that we always try to be out front and forthcoming. And so we are doing the kickoff here in Columbia for our Juneteenth celebration. And we're going to do that in the form of a musical that we're having. It's an annual musical that we have, and it's a wonderful musical that we have. We've always had a full house, and we're very proud of that. But our own Alex Plummer, who is our NAACP director, directs that production. And he does a wonderful job of it. So if you've never been, we invite you to please come out to not only support Juneteenth, but to be a part of a wonderful experience when it comes to Juneteenth. The event will take place June 2nd, which is a Saturday at 4 p.m. And it will be the first Saturday of June. So as to make sure that we're not getting our date mixed up. It's the first Saturday of June, and it will be at 4 p.m. and it will be held at Second Missionary Baptist Church, 4th and Broadway in Columbia, Missouri. So we invite you all to come out that first Saturday for our annual kickoff, June 5th. I'm sorry, not June 2nd, June 5th, for our annual kickoff. And then there will be, afterwards, we will have a meal where we celebrate together. So we are excited about that date. Then we look forward to the big celebration all month long, because there are activities going on, I believe, every week.
Yes, sometimes 2 or 3 of them all across there. We're having a parade. And we hope that you'll be a part of the parade. And if you're not going to be in the parade, if your organization is not in the parade, please be on the streets to watch the parade, because it makes a difference when we're coming down those streets and those people there to greet us to honor the day that we're doing the parade. So come out, and there's just a multitude of activities going on, and they're listed on the city's page.
Right.
So
right.
look on that page and get all of the times, and most all of the events that are taking place. They're providing food
Right.
For the community, to help feed the community,
Right.
without any charge whatsoever. So we're just very, very proud. There are things going on in the park, different days. The Powerhouse is having activity. Fifth Street Christian Church is having
And bring the kids out, because there's plenty of my grandkids just love going, because they have so many. They have everything from face painting to games to crafts, and so they have a little talent area where they get to sing and dance, and so they really enjoy going to the Juneteenth celebration down at the park. So bring your children out so that they can participate in that event. But when we start talking about things that are going on, we have to also look at things going on in the world today.
Yes.
One of the things I was seeing on the news, they're talking about all these flights, all these planes.
Oh, yes.
We haven't had the number of incidents with planes as we have had here this year and in recent months. And so on one end, they're talking about how crowded it is in the terminals, and for people trying to get transportation to and fro because of lack of air traffic controllers. And then on the other hand, they're talking about how they're unable to keep the air traffic controllers. Some of them that have been laid off, and others, because of the stress level, they've had to go into counseling and not go to work. And so we have really a big dilemma when it comes to our flights and things.
And also, that those real IDs came into being.
Yes.
And so that's going to be a delay.
Right.
In getting folks on that flight and roundabout. So I would encourage you, I haven't done that myself, to get a real ID. I do have a passport that is expired.
I have my real ID. And so it's important for you to do that. Now, they did say that with flights right now, that if you don't, because they stressed having your real ID, that if you don't have your real ID right now, that you will have to go to a separate area and they'll do all this stuff, but that you will eventually get
not that I'm
flight.
Excited about flying. Okay.
Right. But you'll eventually get your flight, but it will be a hassle.
Yes.
They have let us know if you do not have your real ID. So I encourage everyone to please go to your driver's license bureau and get your real ID so that you don't have that problem. And they know it by a little star that's on your driver's license. Right. And so we encourage you to do that and have that prepared so that in the event you have to fly, you're ready to go.
Right. Absolutely.
Ready to go.
Absolutely. We are just really excited about all the activities that are going on. We're very, very busy, and to take this opportunity to say to you again is that we have new leadership. Pam here is our new president, and I hope that you all will give her all of the same support that you have given me over these years. I can say nothing but thank you for all of the support that they did give, and I know that you do what is right by the people, and the people will do what is right by you. So Pamela Harden, the new president, and Reverend J.P. Patterson is the vice president, and we're just we have a new secretary, Lakeisha Powell, Lakaya Powell, and of course we always Shaw remains our devoted treasurer, and so we're just very, very proud of our NAACP and the work that is being done in the community. And so I just wanted to say that we know that I want you to give her the same support that you have given me, and I understand she understands that you have to work for it, but she's willing to do that, and we just ask God's blessing upon her as she takes up. And I have to learn, and I think I'm trying to learn. She's not letting me do much of it, but I'm trying to learn to get out of the way so that she can help her all that she needs to have help with. but to get make sure that I stand out of the way so that she can come into her own, and she will do a good job. She's been trained since a very young person. The ways of the NAACP, attended national conventions, served on the youth council, and served as the vice president of the NAACP for a number of years. And so we just want to wish her well and to ask you to give her all the love and support that you have given me over the years.
Yes, and I appreciate the opportunity. I have big shoes to fill, but the NAACP is an organization that has stood the test of time, and so I know that we are going to move the organization forward, do what we need to do. We're going to be very visual, and we're going to make sure that at least here in Columbia, that they know that the NAACP, that we're being the watchdogs. We're going to make sure that people are being treated fairly. We're going to be watching about people and things going on with their jobs. We're going to be watching to make sure that discrimination is not something that we're just going to take for granted and take sitting down. So we just want everyone to know that the NAACP here in Columbia is alive and well, and we're going to do everything to ensure that that the group maintains its integrity and that people know that we're there and that we're there to make sure that injustices are not just taken for granted here in Columbia.
Right. And we don't want you to forget, don't forget, the NAACP Banquet, the 18th. If you don't have tickets, you can see us and get tickets and come on out and help celebrate the NAACP, because what we do for the community, you will never know till you're really involved in a part of it. We make things happen here in Columbia because we work to make sure that we take care of people who need to be taken care of. And as we said, we are a NAACP unit that we are about fairness, and we believe that we have been recognized for that. But we also have everybody know that we want changes made. We want our fair piece of the pie, and we work to make that happen.
Right, and we have to look at also now. We're coming up on the end of the school year, and so we're the young people are getting hyped up and excited about everything that's going on. With the end of the school year wind down, we've got proms and all that coming up. I know that when we're having the banquet that weekend, that was one of the concerns because they're having a lot of graduations, and so we've got students at our church we honor every year. I know other churches do the same, and so we're just proud of our young students and the efforts that are being made, that they're putting out there to complete their school year. I know my grandbabies are excited and ready for summer, and of course, they're looking forward to finding them a place to go. I think they've thrown out Disneyland and Wolf Lodge and just all these other places that they're looking forward trying to get to. So we encourage you to enjoy the summer. We encourage you to get involved with your young people, but we also encourage you to make sure, as I'm going to do that during the summer, that they maintain their studies. We want to make sure that, that they're not doing a tutoring program, that you're reading books to them, that you're doing things to keep them up, because that's one of the things that I think that, especially in the African American community, that we need to do a little bit more of, and that is to work with our young people during the summer to make sure that when they go into their grade the following year, that they haven't fallen behind because of a break of 2 to 3 months of having fun, but they still need to maintain some of their studies. So this is just an opportunity to encourage parents or grandparents to read to your young people or take them someplace to where they can look at some animals or scientific things and just kind of keep them engaged in some things that will help them move forward during
and then
the school year.
I believe that I saw that Disney World is closing permanently in Kansas City.
Okay.
And I'm sure that I heard that.
In Kansas City?
I think it's Kansas City.
It would have to be California or
No, well, it's the Kansas City one. What is it?
Okay, Worlds of Fun. Worlds of Fun is closing.
Yes.
Oh,
permanently.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. Which that's sad because that's
Yeah.
close to home to us.
Yeah.
So we'll miss Worlds of Fun. We still have Six Flags.
Mhm.
We're about an hour and a half away from either place, so we'll have to venture down to St. Louis instead of Kansas City,
Yeah.
and hopefully, I've noticed a lot of theme parks like that have closed up. I believe the Ozarks, they had surf, splash and surf, or something like that, and they closed down. So
And they said that the Tariffs was responsible for some of World of Fun closing down. I don't know if they make I don't know if they make the rides or if they get the whatever they get from there. But that's having an effect upon the theme park. So we have to be watching for that too.
Right. So we know that everybody can't go to a theme park, but everybody can go to a park or somewhere close around where you can take your grandkids or your kids. You can enjoy the day and still have some lessons learned while they're there. So we just
you can tell
encourage
she's got grandkids, right?
Right. Well, we
that's
encourage
good.
you.
That's great. That's great. That keeps us all young and on our toes.
Oh yeah, and we encourage them. They participate in the NAACP. They're going to be doing praise dances at the banquet. They go out with us when we do voter registration. So we keep them engaged. They're in the parade. We keep them engaged in the NAACP, and we let them know about the issues that are going on and that the ones that they can understand. And they do understand that everyone has a right to vote and how important it is to vote. So we want to make sure that we keep them involved in the NAACP and in activities that will encourage them to utilize their thought process and know that equity and equality is very important in this world, and democracy is very important. And so we teach them all that along the way. And so we're very excited about our young people here, and we encourage you to do the same wherever you are.
And then one of the final things I think that I wanted to share with you is that we have a women's group in Columbia that has been started a couple of years ago, and it's called When She Votes. And we meet every third Wednesday from 10:30 to 12 in the county building downtown. And you don't have to have a membership in there. Just come, the women, and bring your ideas for things that we can do in Columbia, in our community. And I'm going to introduce this today because I'm going to talk to the mayor and to some other individuals about this. Is for us having, we have in the South, when people are building homes, especially in where they have densities, and even in the countryside, they always build a porch. So even people that can't come by can wave. You can sit on the porch and wave at people. I am going to recommend that we have a sit-out day in the front yard, on the porch, in the driveway, and as your neighbors and your friends come by, to be able to say hi to each other, because too many times we don't know our neighbors. And to call, I don't know what the day, I haven't come up with a suggestion. Somebody else may have a suggestion for that daytime, but I'm going to ask them to propose that we do that.
And we would love for you to send some suggestions in for a name for that. The truth of the matter is 1@gmail.com, and we'll take those names under consideration. That is almost like a little, I don't want to say a game show, but it'll give us the opportunity to hear from you. So if you have a name that you think we should call that, please send that to truthofthematters1@gmail.com, and we'll consider that as a name that we can call that day. Where everyone will just sit out on their front porch and commune one to the other. A wave, a smile. It makes a difference in someone's day.
And I think that'd be so much fun, because sometimes when I'm out in the front yard and people are coming by, they're honking and they're waving and as they walk up and down the street, but you don't see that if you're not outside. And so I think that would be just a community day,
It would be. It would be. And I just think, well, and the thing about it is we don't we don't smile enough, it seems,
Right.
these days.
Right.
It's always, we're running around and it seems like everybody's in a hurry and rushing. You know, if you like me, I say it seems like it's Sunday every day.
Yes.
The weeks go so fast. So it would be good to take a day to just wind down,
Yes.
sit on the porch,
With a glass of tea or
yes,
water or
right,
whatever.
and speak and say hi and just kind of, you know, commune one to the other.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll get some great names coming in and we can make that happen, and then we can sit here and tell you about it on our podcast.
Yes,
on what a
absolutely.
wonderful
Absolutely.
day that it's been. But we're not going to be long today. We just wanted to kind of drop in and say hello and let you know that we've got all these exciting things going on
Right.
in Columbia, and we hope that you too have these things going on in your community. We hope that you have enjoyed our podcast today. We look forward to seeing you again next week. And we just want to say to keep it moving, keep busy, stay engaged, know your community, get involved, and we'll see you on our next podcast.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter is.